Well then. So, welcome back. It would seem like I thought I had figured out of how to resolve our issues and finally be on the big TV, but it seems like the big TV is not gonna work out today. So we just go boop and push this over to the side. And today, excuse me, we're talking about low ticket versus high ticket. Which makes more money? Because you can make money in both, of course. Now, there's one that makes, they both make a lot of money. They just need scale, if you will, right? So you can make a bunch of money low ticket. There's plenty of companies that have done that. And you could make plenty of money with high tickets. And so, let me just close this out because this is a tragedy. Um, so when it comes to my boy sent me a beat that he probably wants me to get on. Um, when it comes to low ticket, right? It's like low ticket. I mean, it's very relative. It could be good in the sense of, oh, boom, now it's working. The shit crashed basically, but it didn't tell me it crashed. So there's that. But so when it comes to low ticket, it's like that could be anywhere from like, I don't know, like low ticket is pretty relative. It's like $1, let's say, to $500 is pretty low ticket, right? And then we have a high ticket, which is like that's when we get into like 3,000 plus dollars, right? Is high ticket. And so, of course, when it comes to the scale of things, it's like I guess we could pull out the classic good old whiteboard. And so when it comes to high ticket stuff, um, we'll show you the overall arching scale of everything. We could get a marker in. Boom, got it. All right. So when it comes down to it, it's like this is kind of sort of how I learned. So we have $10, right? I'll just do it sideways like this. So we have $10, and in order to make 10,000, we need to times that by 1,000, right? To make 10,000. And then when we add another zero on this side, $100, then that means we need $100, right? 100 people. And then when we go on this side and we make this 1,000, well, now all we need is 10 people to make. The objective is 10K right now, right? Um, so we'll put that there. So to equal 10K, this is the math, if you will. And then the ultimate price to reach that 10K is if your product is 10K, then you times that by one and you get 10K, right? And so it's like these two are lower ticket, these are higher ticket, right? And it makes your life so much easier. So it's like now you go from maybe searching for 1,000 people. It's like you can get 1,000 people in a month for sure. It's possible, but as a beginner, starting off, it's very difficult to get there, right? And say, okay, you got a $10 product. That could be simply enough. I don't have the book there. We moved it. So it's simply enough. It could be a book, right? You make $10 profit off of a book, but you gotta do that 1,000 times. You gotta sell 1,000 books, right? Or maybe it's same product, right? A book, but instead you sell the book with the PDF, with the audio, and so that's $100 of value, right? And then you grab the book, you distill all the information from the book into a visual study home course, and that's your $1,000 product, right? And then after that, you go into mastermind mode. And so what mastermind mode is basically now you're getting into the big money. And so I'll show you the way I've learned how to create these different products because it actually came from the wonderful Myron Golden, right? And so then the scale of the 10K is a mastermind, right? And so you only need one of those. So if the objective is $10,000 a month, is it easier to go for the one person, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people? Which one's easier? And I would say getting one person is easier than getting any amount above that. And so when it comes to high ticket, it has its place now, but lower ticket also has its place. So I've done both. I've charged $2,500 a month, right? For this, I'm giving you an example of a marketing agency I had. And so $2,500 a month, right? And so how many of those do I need to get to 10K? Well, I just need four of them, right? And then 10K is like I could sneeze on it, basically. And so it's not that complicated. And so then we take it back to another client. We were charging $300 basically a month. And so the $300, it was 320. That $300 is like that customer stayed on forever, right? They stayed on for years, multiple years. And so the churn rate was way less than the churn rate on the marketing or the, yeah, I guess the marketing client. They're both marketing clients, but on the higher ticket marketing client, right? So the higher ticket marketing client churned in about 6, 7 months. The other client, we fired them. So it's a different experience. And so it's like, okay, how, like, based on the low ticket service, I'm sure you could maybe fulfill that almost infinitely, right? And when it comes to the higher ticket one, you can't necessarily fulfill that infinitely. It takes a bit of work. And so the best way to go about it is a mixture of both would probably be the best way. Like, so for me, mixing both of them is very powerful. And so I got the numbers right here on the screen. I would show you again by YouTube. Um, so the specific number is 2430 a month for the higher ticket client, and they paid, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, 6 times, right? And so the total amount that they paid equaled out to 12K, 12.2K, and that was within, again, 6 months. And so the other person reached 14K, and that was, of course, in a span of a period of time. And so the biggest difference is one beat the other, right? Because the other one was we made an offer that it was so sticky that they never wanted to leave until we gave them the boot, right? And so just in these two clients, that's 26K, right, of money just within these two clients. That's why I said before, like, one client could really change your life, honestly. And so, like, these numbers are for 10K, right? But both of them are past the 10K number, and it's each in a different way, right? One's a little slower, one's a little faster, right? But it's like when it comes to low ticket and you make it so good and it's very sticky, it's like they'll stay. And stickiness means that they have to use it daily. And if they don't use it daily, their life is a very much so more of an inconvenience to do whatever that task is. And so when you make it sticky, where it's like, hey, like, I just basically think about an idea. I say, hey, this is what I'm thinking of, and then you just spit out creative. It's kind of like if you go to ChatGPT and you're like, hey, can you create me an image? You know what? Let's do this in real time, right? Um, let's ask ChatGPT, right? Um, oh, oh, um, oh. Okay, current selection. Hold on. And all right, let's do it again. Hey, Chat. Can you create me an image of a car with a donkey driving it and a dog as a police officer telling him to pull over? Oh, that's it? What the hell? What the hell?
Hey there. Not sure if that was a slip of the tongue or if you're just surprised, but I'm here and ready to help. Let me know what's on your mind.
Hey, can you create a image for me? Image with a donkey driving a car and a dog pulling it over.
Absolutely. That sounds like a fun image. Give me just a second and I'll get that created for you.
All right. So while that happens, we're just gonna let that happen, right? So it's literally that's basically the service that you're making. You just speak it real quick, or your client tells whatever they want to have done, and then it's basically like talking to chat. So we're gonna see what chat creates from what I said about whatever, and see what happens, right? But so the thing is that that's how sticky you need to make the product. It has to be so sticky that it's like, okay, they don't ever want to leave. Of course, universally throughout all levels, you want that to happen. And so, definitely for sure, when it comes to creating cash sake, well, the higher tickets always go win. Because if you get 10 clients, that's 10K right there, 100K, right? And when you get to that 100K point, now you could focus on, like, you don't need the money today. You don't need the money tomorrow, right? And you set yourself up that way by having a few higher ticket clients. And of course, if you make it higher ticket, but then it's like, again, very sticky at the same time, then it becomes a thing where they're able to really invest themselves in your product or whatever service that you're providing, because then it's like, okay, well, I, I hope that he don't fire me as a client. That's then the question, right? Versus like, man, like, I hope this guy is really go deliver, because like last month he didn't deliver, and if he don't deliver again this month, then his results are bullshit, right? And it's more so based on results, right? And that's why these people pay what they pay. And so the biggest difference is like, when it comes to, like, for example, many of you might know this guy, many of you might not, but so there's this guy, his name is Andrew Tate. And Andrew Tate, he has a academy. And so from this academy, it's a low ticket charge. It's very low ticket. It's like $50 or something like that. But he's making uh multi-millions, multi eight figures. I think it's a 9-figure business. And so based off of that, that's a low ticket item, but he's making hundreds and hundreds of millions. There's people out there who are not making that, right? And they could be charging $1 million a customer, and they only have 10 customers. So lower ticket works if you scale it properly. And it could be what as big or way bigger than, a high ticket company. But then if you take in the inverse, right? If you the quality of people that you get that pay the high ticket amount, they're better customers, if you will. And what I mean by this is that if somebody's last 10K and they're giving that to you, whatever happens, it's like they're holding whatever you got, and that's their last dollar that they just gave. So they're praying and literally counting on this to provide them the results, whether they do the work or not, right? There might be a person that doesn't do the work. And so, well, ain't that some shit? So that high ticket item, it's not good for that person. You should just push them on the lower ticket item. But here's the best play. You could have both. You could have low ticket and high ticket. You don't have to like succumb to just one. And so the best part is at least in this sense, it's reoccurring. So reoccurring revenue over everything, really. But also, it's like, when it comes down to it, when you play in both ponds, then you have a little bit of something for everybody, right? If you're not ready to invest big, okay, I got this $200 product for you. If you're ready to invest big, then okay, like, I got this $10,000 product for you. And so it makes it way easier for you to give them what they need, right? You don't want to sell somebody who's not qualified, right? That's a bad sell, regardless if you make all the money or not. That's a bad sell because you sold to an unqualified prospect. So all sales should come from qualified prospects. And if all sales are coming from qualified prospects, then they must buy. They have to buy, because they're doing themselves a disservice, and you're doing them a disservice by not selling them on your product. And so again, the low ticket, it's like people can't afford your training, so maybe they do a book, right? A book is way cheaper, $50 or less. And it's like everybody could get that training. I was talking about Myron Golden earlier, and I'm going to show you that framework real quick, and then I'll get off. But Myron Golden, right? He has the stuff for the lower end people, right? The YouTube content is free, so that's the lowest it could ever go. It's like boom, you got access right here. But then it's like, okay, if you want to pay for something, I think his move is Boss Moves, and so he has that book, and he's like, the same thing that I charge $40,000 an hour for is in this book. And so that's a game changer. It's like, okay, you could get this information. You could pay me 40 grand if you want to, or you could pay $40. That sounds like a fucking deal. Shit, you're getting 100x. Yeah, let's grab that book, right? And then so it's like it works for those people. And then there's some people who want that to pay that 40 an hour, 40K an hour. And so you have a different range of people, but you have something for the lower end and the higher end, right? Because you gotta have it for both. Because there's people that are looking to spend way more money with you, but you don't have that product available, right? All right, let's just erase this. And before we go, we'll hit you with the good old Myron Golden framework, because this is the $1 million framework, if you will. So real quick, we're going to mix in low ticket and high ticket all at the same time. And we're just going to build this up in a way that you guys could probably build this up yourself. All right, so we have, the objective is $20, right? So you need $20 profit. All my numbers, preferably think of them as profit, because if you think of them as revenue, then that means you're making less. Revenue is what you do make collecting, but it's not, the cost is not included. So $20 profit, right? And so in order to do $1 million, you need to times that by 50,000 people, right? And when you times that by 50,000 people, then that equals your big 1 mil. What is that product, you might ask? Well, simply enough, I already showed you that product. That is a book. So you could charge, that's, if you see over here, we got acquisitions.com over there. Damn. Acquisitions.com over there. It's like he charges $30 plus $10 shipping. And so it's like, I don't know how much profit he's making, but let's say he's making $20 profit off of each book. And so, okay, boom, you got your $20 profit. Now you got to take it a bit of a step further, right? And so that step further is just adding a zero, just like the same exercise that we did just previously. So we go ahead, add a zero. Now it's 200. And the best part is, every time you add a zero here, you're taking that zero from the other side. So now we need 5,000 people, right? And so that, boom, gives us the math of that $1 million. And then for the example, again, it's like, okay, the book. Well, what about audio course of the book? That's that right there. $200 profit, right? And then we scale it up again. So then we go ahead and we have $2,000 on this side. And then that means we only need 500 on this side, right? 500 people. And so when we do that, the math is the same, $1 million. Again, we're just taking from one side to the other. You could literally just be like, boop, minus it off of there, and it exists right here, right? And so this is simply, let's call it a training program, right? Because courses have a bad rep. So we call it a training program. And so based on this training program, man, I can't wait until I switch you guys up to right here, because then you're going to love the quality of the video. Yeah, that quality is crazy. All right. So that's a training course, right? Or a training program. And then we have the next leg up. And so the next leg up is, again, we take this off and then we add it to the other side. So now we're at 20K, right? Times 50 people. equals $1 million. And now, boom, the math has just become super easy, right? Now you went from how? Okay, but that's crazy. Like that's more than one person a day. And then from, oh, it's one person a week. It's like, okay, like that's doable. Focusing on one person a week, and guess what? You get 2 weeks off because there's 52 weeks in a year. So it's like that's the basic math. And guess what? This whole combination, I'm a I'm gonna call it 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So that's what I'm gonna do real quick, so I could hit you with the bottom part. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And so 1 equals book, right? Simply enough. 2, and this is all stemming from the same place, right? The book is the foundation of everything. From the book, you're able to create the audio course, right? And then from the and this is all again from the book because you're getting the content from the book and putting it in just a different form, right? And then this would be a uh, study course, which is just a program, a training, a system, um, and then from there we go ahead and we have the mastermind. And right there, you have 4 products, and it all starts with creating this one. So by creating the book, you're able to make it turn into all these different things. And so really, the objective is just focusing on one product. Focus on creating the book, and then you're able to expand from there. But you could play this differently as well. So you can charge monthly for the course if you want. And it could be like, hey, you get access to my book, my audio PDF, book PDF, my book, my audio course, and the study course, all for $200 a month, right? And it could be like that, how you structure it. Or it could be structured in a way where it's like a one-time payment, an annual payment. Doesn't really matter. The objective equals the same result, which is getting people to buy your shit. And so when you have a structure like this, creating products becomes easy. You're focusing on the first part or the main flagship thing, which is basically the book, right? And then after that, you create everything else, right? And then the book gives you credibility too, because imagine, oh yeah, I'm a self-published author, because you should self-publish it. Um, I'm a self-published author, this and that, right? Because you still have to deal with marketing, right? And so that's the whole ploy. So you integrate low ticket and high ticket into your business, and this is all integrating low ticket and high ticket into your business right here. So that's the blueprint. Go ahead, run with it, and huge shout out to Myron Golden for showing that low technique, because like this makes products very easy to produce, because it's like, okay, here's an easy product. You just gotta put like 200, 1,000 lines of code, create this app, which I don't know what the app is called, but create this app. I don't know what it does either. Create this app, and then it's like, boom. After that, now you could go ahead and sell it to the masses. It's like, how many people have the ability to code up their own app? Not many people. So that's a hard skill that you have to learn. And it's like, some people say it's like a long time learning before you're able to do that. Some people say it could be done shorter. It all depends. But at the same time, it's a skill that you have to acquire. And so like all these are skills that you have to acquire too. But by focusing on just one skill, which is writing a book, the other things just fall in place, because then everything stems from that one place. So again, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. There is a link in the description box below. If you want to click that, get more personal access to me, then sure, do that. If you don't, then don't do that. I don't want to actually deal with people. So if you're that type of person who's going to be a headache, then bye-bye, because you get to choose your clients, right? And so choose wisely. But with that being said, my mentor is calling me, so perfect timing. I'll see you guys in the next video at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace.